Oklahoma. Mask up. Welcome back. It is 10 Minutes of Truth on a Monday night. Getting ready to start your week and kick off. So I've got something entirely different than I think at this point anything I've done on the 10 Minutes of Truth shows, going back to the very beginning when we started, going back months now. And in keeping with everything that we do on the 10-minute shows, the primary obviously being this back here, the truth. Speak truth, get it out, be unequivocal about it, don't hesitate, don't Mickey Mouse, don't make excuses, and definitely don't make apologies for who you are. Unless you're doing something bad or evil, and you better apologize, right? Because I do that too. So all truth, but and it's going to be something different than I've normally done. But after we're done, you'll understand entirely the why and the what for, because of the chaos and the carnage that we're existing in and living through right now. And I don't give a damn if you're left or right, center, middle, alternate reality, third dimension, playing with Spock on his chess set. It's irrelevant. Nobody will deny that things are not pleasant or not good right now in general. You can count death. You could deny death. Still doesn't make it go away. All right, and you know exactly what I'm talking about. So tonight's show, 10 Minutes of Truth, I was gone for roughly 1 week. Tomorrow will be 1 week exactly that I left town and on business and family, and spent time in the desert where I'm from originally, in Southern California, Indio, Coachella Valley, Palm Springs, and then a little bit of travail and business up in Los Angeles and different parts, Irvine, West Hollywood, I believe, and some other places. So I was on travels for business, but every time I travel for business, definitely in SoCal, I make an effort and attempt to make sure that I get south to my hometown, and where I was born, Indio, California, to visit with and see some of my friends and family. So that's where we're going today. So it's not going to be specifically political and social and what's going on in the world. It's going to be a little bit about me, which again, I don't normally do. I don't believe in that. However, there is some reciprocity and some relevance in talking about things that you live, things that you do, so that people understand you're just regular and normal, like everybody else, when it's all over and done. And I do like to tell people I am a regular guy, regular life, regular loves, wants, desires, etc., but of irregular capability and irregular hunger, irregular drive. You marry those two things and you've got a good American life, is what you've got. So let's run through the sequence. There'll be commentary on my end, obviously, but it's from a family perspective, and it's from me spending time with people, in some cases that I've not seen quite literally in over 4 decades. And it was almost like yesterday. So let's get to it. So for those of you guys that don't know me, full name is Richard Martinez. I have a father who's also Richard Martinez. I have a son who's Richard Martinez, and we're not terribly creative that way, but it works for us. You get the point. So let's get that first picture up, KP, the first image. So what you have here is some great ladies that I was able to spend some time with on a day in my trip. They, in particular, are off Barrio 52, Avenue 52 in Coachella, California, in the desert. Immediately, as you're looking at the photo, on my right-hand side, as you view the photo, your left, the lady's name is Margie Romero. Right next to me on the other side is Jenny Horta. And another lady on her side is Linda Quitiquit. These ladies are all my cousins. They are my father's first cousins, so my paternal cousins. And they are all each from a different female aunt of my father's, a great aunt on my end. And they were as close to my father as any of his cousins, and he had quite a bit. It was a big Mexican family, but he has quite a bit of relatives and family. But these ladies in particular were exceptionally close with him and tight with him, and it was almost like yesterday for them in relating stories and telling me about things they did with him, some of them crazy as hell. But for a little boy in thought, even now, nearly 4 decades later, it was pretty good. It was pretty cool. And I enjoyed, my time with these ladies. Let's get that next picture up, KP. This second image also includes, because he was trying to sneak out and not be in there, because officially the gentleman's name is Carmel Romero, and he is Margie's husband. And although officially not related to me by blood, he is about as close as it gets, and in some cases closer to me and closer to my father in particular than any blood he had, than most of the blood that he did have. And some of you guys know that. Some of you guys are like that with me even now. You may not be related to me, but you're as close as a brother or sister as I'm ever going to get in spirit, heart, and in family values, for sure. So again, Margie Romero, immediately next to her, Carmel Romero, Jenny Horta, and Linda Quitiquit. The three ladies are all my cousins, and the gentleman in the middle is my cousin. I have a massive respect from, by the way, Carmel he's also a United States Army veteran like myself, served his country honorably and with distinction. He's been around a long time. He's kind of a beast of a guy. He's pretty tall. And he was about as tight with my father as you can be, with, carnales and primos that grew up in barrios and hung out, did crazy stuff together, threw chingazos together, all the cool stuff that us Mexican families do and we try to grow up out of, but we secretly long for. You guys know what I'm talking about, because I know that entirely. The stories they tell is like from another world, another time, as a matter of fact. So this is on my paternal side, my father's cousins, Richard Martinez, and again, the lady, Margie Romero, Carmel Romero, Jenny Horta, and Linda Quitiquit. I want to give them a shout out because I enjoyed my time with those ladies. I have massive respect and love for them. They haven't changed a day since they knew my father, and that was over 40 years ago. So they accepted me into their home, treated me like him, treated me like I had never left, and I was a little guy that used to run around at parties with their kids, by the way. All of their kids are around my age, and we just had great times together in the backyard, cooking, barbecuing, my dad killing animals, making me drink the blood after he slit the throat, all that cool stuff, right? You're freaking out. Yeah, you can't get away with that anymore, right? Talk about a COVID, yeah. I used to drink the goat's blood. Slash the goat or the sheep or the pig. My dad would take a drink, and then I had to come over, a little 6, 7-year-old squirt, and I had to drink the blood to respect the animal. All true stuff, all true stuff. Then we'd cook it up a little bit and make some tacos out of that stuff. You never had cooked blood? A little bit of salsita and limon, you're good to go. That's some Super Mex stuff. Okay, let's move on to the next image. All right, so this little crew right here, let's just say this is not the crew you want to meet in a dark alley at the wrong time of night. And I'm not talking about myself, although by myself I'm probably not that one either. So as you're viewing, on your left, the big guy on the far left, that is Patrick Ortiz. Right next to him, immediately next to him, is Gino Ortiz, flashing the guns. This guy spends all his day. He loves lifting and spending his time in the gym. And to my, the far right for you guys viewing, and my left in the photo, the image, is my cousin Demetrio. He goes by Boy, that's what we called him growing up, but he is Demetrio, and he is named after my my grandfather on my mother's side, Ortiz. So I'm Martinez and Ortiz. These three gentlemen are all Ortiz. They are my first cousins. They are the sons of Demetrio Ortiz, my grandfather's second son, and the son immediately right ahead of or older than my mom, Maria Ortiz. So again, both sides of my family, this is the Ortiz side. You have Patrick, Gino, and Demetrio, nicknamed Boy. We've got our reasons. And again, Gino is the one flexing the shot. Gino was a little bit older than me, about a year and a half, a little over a year. And he's one of the cousins that I idolized growing up, him and my cousin Ernie. I'll throw him in there for good measure, Ernie Carranza. And I idolized them because they were a year or two older than me, and they were the baddest vatos that I knew. They caused havoc and beat the hell out of people and throw chingazos, and you just didn't mess with those guys. And I was the little dude that kind of tooled around behind them trying to hang out with them because I thought they were cool as hell. Growing up on the streets, that's what you do for survival, right? You hang out with the guys that can protect you. So my cousin Gino and my cousin Ernie Carranza, if he has a chance to watch this, I hope he does. I'm going to get to him at some point too, because I haven't seen him in a very long time. These three gentlemen, go ahead and go to the next picture, KP. And there's Patrick, man. He's got to get his bit too. You know, Gino's throwing up the guns. Patrick saying, "What's up?" So we had dinner under the Jackson Street Bridge. For those of you guys don't know the desert, it's old Jackson Street Bridge, right? Some stuff that goes on under that bridge going back decades. Anyway, we had dinner at a restaurant there that the gentleman invited me to, and we sat for 2-3 hours and just, I'm going to say it was like yesterday. And I haven't seen these guys in 40 years. Repeat, 40 years. I've not seen these gentlemen. And I will say, it was almost like, and if they're watching right now, they're going to get ready to laugh because that's what Supermex does. I bring out the best of you. It was like, and almost like going back 40 years and just like starting fires in houses, just like arsonists or something. True stuff. But yeah, so it was almost like 40 years ago, and like we were getting matches and burning houses, some puto that tried to beat us up or something. I didn't forget, Gino and the boys didn't forget, and it was a good time, and it was a good place to sit and talk about family and what at one point we did have, and then after my father died, we didn't have anymore. For different reasons, obviously. Families are tough. You guys all know that. It's difficult. A lot of egos. And in a family with 12 brothers and sisters, in my mom's immediate family, 12. Repita por favor. I don't even have enough hands to show you how many brothers and sisters they had. 12 brothers and sisters my mom has, including their father, Demetrio. And we have a lot of cousins, there's a lot of family, there's drama, there's not good stuff, there's good stuff. It's all of the above, and then it's how you navigate it. And I'm telling you tonight, and I'm speaking to you from that perspective, that it did not hesitate and did not stall me for a second in having a good feeling with these three guys. I felt entirely that if we walked out, and there was some pleito chingazos to go down under Jackson Street Bridge, I'm good. I'm good. You know, hey, I'm ready by myself. I'm good. But I got three dudes with me. That's that four right there, that 4 Ortiz spot right there. That's good for 9-10 guys at least. So you better come heavy if you're coming. Not that I'm advocating violence. You know how that goes. I don't do that. Anyway, but I just felt that comfortable, that good with these guys, these gentlemen, and I have absolutely no doubt that we'll continue to see each other and spend time together and begin to massage, mold, feel, and construct, if not reconstruct, family. Family. Yes? Family. Give me the next image. So before we were out, and for the record, I don't think any one of them wanted to put the damn mask on. Not a damn one of them. And watch this, including me. Including me. I don't like wearing a damn mask. Look, I'm not vain, and I don't think I'm the greatest looking guy on the planet. I've never said I was better looking than another. You know, in today's metric, you got to be 6'9", light-haired, blue-eyed, named Chris in Hollywood, because there's Evans, there's Pine, there's all those guys. That's who you got to do, right? That's the image of good looking. I'm good looking in my own damn way, for me, for people that like me. So I don't like wearing the damn mask. All right, that's official and that's for the record. However, it isn't what I want. It's what's best for everybody. And that's why I wear the damn mask. So that we're honestly, honest and 100% clear. Make it clear, crystal clarity. I don't like wearing the mask. But I do it for other people. Because my ego is so massive that I can remove my own personal want for the good of the whole. Understood? And to their credit, to the credit of the gentleman here, they wore the mask. Why? Because I asked them to. And I'm their primo. I'm their cousin. And I'm their blood. And so for this picture, they did it for me. See how that works? It's family. And for the record, of the four of us, Not all of us are anti-Trump or against Trump. One of them's hardcore with him, for his own reasons. I won't mention the name or anything, but, just being honest. So we're all over the place in terms of political and belief, philosophy. But I'm going to say it again. I have no doubt that even that cousin, if push came to shove, and yeah, we had to throw chingazos to get us some pleito under Jackson Street Bridge, I have no doubt that even that cousin would stand with me before he stands with any president or anybody else. No doubt whatsoever. You know why? Because I'd do the same damn thing for him. Watcha? On my honor. For damn sure. But I want to thank the guys for sure. I got to keep using you stood over here. I got to thank the guys for sure for wearing the mask. Super Mex up, baby. Okay? That's the world I live in. Super Mex Nation. We're all the same. Regardless of the damn color. Regardless of where you live. And even though I haven't seen these guys in 40 years. Repita, por favor. 40 years. It was like yesterday burning down houses. Absolutely. Yesterday. And they wore the damn mask because I asked them to. And I would do the same for them. Because that's what family does. Yes? We can all agree on that, Super Mex Nation. Next. Next image. All right, so in the process of every time I go to the desert, coming in, I go see my pop, my grandfather, my family. And on my way out, I go see my grandfather, my grandmother, my father, my family. Built-in inhibitors, ladies and gentlemen. Again, my ego is massive, but I've built inhibitors within myself to control that ego so that it never gets so big that you forget who you are or where you came from. Because I'll always still be that guy, running around in 125-degree heat on pavement with no shoes. Hot as hell, but damn, I had calluses about that thick. Couldn't burn me. That was like Hobbit-worthy. Tolkien would be proud of me. So this is my grandfather, Ernest Felix Martinez. Obviously the name Martinez, but his middle name is Felix. And I have a lot of family that is Felix, not in Fresno or Central California, but in the South and definitely going back into Mexico. Felix is his mother's name, my paternal great-grandmother. So Ernest Felix Martinez. I had to go see my grandfather. He wasn't a saint, wasn't, let's just say he was a good man for me. Not just to me, but for me. He wasn't for everybody else and wasn't for a lot of other people, including my cousins and my family. But he was essential to who I am now. My love of history, my belief in country, my belief in World War II and its generation, which he is from, my belief in the American process, the American principle, the American ideal, the shining city on the hill. That's all my grandfather Ernie. That's my grandfather Ernie. It's because of him and my grandpa D on the other side. But it's him that read to me, that told me stories, that read about presidents, that read about the good things, not the bad things. We knew the bad things were there. The bad things are still there. But he got me to focus on the best of us and not spend the rest of my life on the negative. That's my grandfather, World War II vet. Next image, please. This is my grandmother, Rosana, C for Contreras. I have a lot of Contreras. It's massive, monstrous, from Southern California through Arizona into New Mexico and Texas, and into the northern deserts of Mexico, apparently, as I'm learning more on ancestry. She was the quintessential good lady of a family. She held things together. She did whatever was necessary to keep families straight and tight. Just took care of everybody. She never stopped doing that, and some would say it sapped her because she had sons that wiped her out. Not mine, because he died early. But it took a toll on her, and she died too early for her time. And a lot of people do. I'm not making anything different, but I'm sharing with you tonight insight into who and what I am and how there is relevance from me to you. These are American stories. These are American families. To hell with the damn color or where you grew up. This is about as American as it gets. That lady was as American as it gets. Rosana Martinez. Next image, please. And this one here, yeah, This one's going to be hard. All right, so that's my pop. Born in 1949, died 1980. So do the immediate math. We are in 2020. So when I give you relevance and I talk about 4 decades of having seen certain cousins and having done certain things, there's direct correlation and a direct link, if not an immediately tunnel, warp tunnel, time portal, Stargate, all the above, immediately back to this time in my life. September 4th, 1980. We're creeping on that time. It will be 4 decades for me, without. Still matters. So what I didn't know, kind of cool, before I broke down in my on my own in the desert, in a cemetery by myself, I got there, and the little flower stand to the upper left is from my mother that I brought to put on my dad's grave. And then the flowers around were all already there. I was there about 3 months ago, 4 months ago. So it's good to know. And it wasn't my mom, it wasn't me, it wasn't my immediate family. But let's just say the man is exceptionally well loved 40 years later. That's right, 40 years later. All of his immediate family, myself, my mother, brothers and sisters are all here in Central California. This man is still, 40 years later, revered, talked about, loved, and made a legend of in a lot of ways. And those are my stories. You don't know them, now you do. First you don't know, now you know. But the man still loved, 40 years later. 40 years later. So before I leave out with you, I do have my underlying message for you tonight. I think you know where it is. I think you feel it, I hope, a little bit. I feel you. I feel you when it's good, when I know that it's something that's of value, right? We're living through this garbage of a time period in our American history. We still have each other. We still have us. We still have family. Get the point now, the underlying point? Yeah. Let me show you this one last image. So I got this from my dad's first cousin, Margie, my cousin, and it was a picture at the end of the 60s, into the early 70s, end of the 60s. So why is it significant? It may not seem like much to you, but I'm going to point this out. Okay, so this is my father. I didn't know this. I wasn't old enough to know him that well, everything about him. He died when I was little. But, as the ladies remind me, Margie and Jenny, I stand like the guy. I didn't even know that. I stand like him. So this is my father, and this is the significance of it. Again, it's an American story. It's an American past. It's real. Things happen. These things are there. But this is what I want you to focus on. America, my America, Supermex Nation, the real America. My father was a Mexican man that grew up in a barrio in Southern California, Indio, California, Barrio 48, Calle Leyte, all those cool places that I used to run around with as a kid and get my butt whooped up in the corner and back of the alley. He absolutely revered, loved, and existed to enjoy life and everything about this country. That was great. So why is this significant? Again, I'm going to say it because this is a Mexican man that grew up in a barrio and was one of the baddest vatos in the whole damn valley. Not on my words, but all the legends that I'm still hearing about 40, 50 years later. That's all true. This guy, at this time, in this period, now stay with me now because this is significant. Stay with me. You'll always get an intellectual, nuanced component to everything that I do if you listen and pay attention. Now stay with me now because this is significant. At this time, in this place, in this space that is Mexican America, in the 60s, in barrios all over the world, all over the country, all over California, and definitely all over Indio and Coachella, California, this guy walked around and didn't give a damn about white, black, blue, brown, or green. He wanted to dress like Wyatt Earp. There you go. He dressed like Wyatt Earp. Okay, because that is a legend from America's past. And my dad thought Wyatt Earp was a badass, and he wanted to be like Wyatt Earp. So what did he do for a Halloween party, by the way, that he threw, that he put together, that he did, because he didn't care what other people thought. He did what was right. And it was minimal and non-essential and not important that he dressed like a white guy from America's past. See how that works? Remove the bull and the garbage, and what do you get? The distillation of what America is. Tough, disciplined, aggressive, all-American. Yeah, that is what this man was in the 60s. In the 60s. Think about that. Look where we are now. We can barely handle the differences in our look, in our color, in our geographic makeup, in our religious beliefs, in our philosophical beliefs, and for damn sure our bastardized political beliefs. This is a man that lived in the 60s, died by the 80s when he was a family man with me as his son, but lived and experienced in the 60s the full context of the best of America, not the worst. So a badass Mexican vato from the barrio, dressed as Wyatt Earp, and he didn't give a damn who liked it or not, because it was the right thing to do. That's my pop. Remove image, please. So, my underlying message for you on my week-long business trip through Southern Cal. I have begun the process for my own peace of mind, and as I grow on my new growth pattern, the world is still coming, and I want the world, Chico, and everything in it. Everything. As we begin that, I am reconstructing, rebuilding, reconstituting, and believing in family. Okay? In family. Not everything's perfect. There are some that I cannot. I'm not there yet. I'm a flawed man. I'm no saint. Far from perfect. Far from it. But on my own timeline. And after what I found out this week with family, on both my paternal and maternal side, I am the guy that can do that in our family. I will do that. My dad would have done that. So I'll do that now. Last message before I go. All right, this is for all of you. This is for Supermax Nation. This is me talking to you from the heart, not about politics specifically, and not about some issue or some garbage. And by the way, I didn't watch any news, shows, cable, TV, or anything this week. Oh, that's hard. No, it wasn't. Trust me, it was liberating, exhilarating, enlightening, and a whole bunch of other ing words at the end of them. It was pretty cool. So I didn't watch anything. And you know what? I didn't die. The world's not over. I'm going to continue. And things are going to happen, at least up to November 3rd anyway. But I am going to leave you with this little chingazo to the gut, because I have no choice but to do that. And I lace in everything that I talk about with an underlying message and an underlying principle. So here's what I got for you. Something that I actually always say, but I hardlined it and crystallized it into what I want to tell you tonight, specifically sharing my family with you and understanding that your family ultimately is your base and is far more important than who's at the top. Your base is more important. Understood? Let me get a look at that. AP? So here's my message to you for tonight. As American people, clear, pay attention. As American people, the populace, the 300 plus million of us, Supermex says, this is my message to you, Supermex says, place your trust, your loyalty in your family, faith, my Constitution. See that? You guys didn't know I had that there, did you? Every night I come on this show and do this show. Yes, that is what I have with me. He covers my heart. Sounds a little cheesy, but absolutely damn true. Call me cheesy to my face. My Constitution. Reiteration. Reiteration. You ready? Family, your faith, whatever that be, doesn't have to be a specific God or God at all. What you believe, your faith. Family, faith, my Constitution, and the principles, the American principles upon which this damn country was founded. You here with me now? Are you here with me? Seriously, listen to me. Listen to me, lest I jump through this camera, get into your whatever, some I probably don't want to be in, grab you, focus you, make you watch, make you listen, make you internalize the information, your family, your faith, my Constitution, and the American principles upon which this damn country was founded. Crystallize that. Slash, as if we're doing some texting, little slash right there. And where do you place that? Not, like Borat, not in politicians, parties, or even candy-ass presidents. Yeah, you heard me right. And when you run this back, and you may not like what I said because you're going to immediately go, he's saying that about Trump. I say it about any damn president that doesn't do right by us. Clear? This one isn't doing right by us right now, so he's crystal clear front of mind. But I'll say that about any damn president. You want to try me on the left or the right, go ahead. I'll throw you chingazos in the middle. You understand? I'm going to read this to you one more time. Don't shoot the messenger. Remember this. Sometimes the messenger will shoot back. Not figurative, of course. Don't shoot the messenger. Listen to the message. My message to you, as American people, Supermex is telling you, is saying to you, place your trust, your loyalty in your family, your faith. My Constitution, you see that flourish? That's a little extra. You guys are going to get charged extra for that. That's my Constitution and the American principles upon which this country was founded, and not, absolutely not. And if I were texting or emailing, which I despise, by the way, because it's too short-sighted, too simple, and not enough intellectually, you lose context. It's better to speak someone eye to eye. Not in politicians, in parties, or candy-ass presidents. That's where I'm at right now. That's after my 1 week with spending time with family, reorganizing my personal faith, getting square with my Constitution, and fundamentally reaffirming and grounding myself again, because I've got a deep base. It's deep, ladies and gentlemen, and it's not stone, it's iron, deep into the ground in the American process and American principles. That's what I believe. I don't place my faith, trust, loyalty in politicians, parties, or any damn president. That's my show for you tonight. It's a little longer than normal. Watch it again. Learn something. Educate yourself. It got me deep for a full week, and I thought about it all week as I came to you. And that is straight from here. Remember, not a lot of scripting going on, not a lot of putting things together for effect. This is who I am. You can stay with me, or vete la chingada, I can care less, because I'm growing. My numbers are going to grow. My shows are going to grow. I'm going to grow. Come on, ponies. Come along for the ride. It's fun. It's a nice run, nice canter, nice walk. You'll enjoy. Be with me at the end of the week. I'll be back up. Think about what I've said. Think about it for yourself. And get your damn mind out of the simple political. Left or right, I don't give a damn. Start putting your values and your faith where they belong. I've instructed you tonight on what those things are, while sharing a bit of who I am in my American story. That's Supermex Nation for tonight. I'll see you at the end of the week. Thank you.